Hello and welcome to today's presentation. So we are going to see some of the evidence that there were a lot of giants who lived on this earth before. Okay, so literally the rocks were actually alive. Okay, so let's see some evidence on that. So if you are seeing this for the first time, I would suggest you go ahead and watch the previous presentations, the history deception, close to our real past, and another presentation on scams you believe in. This world is not what you think it is. Okay, so this session will make a lot more sense if you have already watched these two sessions at least. Okay, so I am going to assume that you know all these things, that we live on a flat and motionless plane and not on a spinning ball earth. And the theory of evolution is completely false. And we were here definitely created by some force. We do not know who created us or when we were created, but definitely this place did not come out of nothing. Okay, and a worldwide civilization actually existed just before maybe 200 years ago, or even before that, for possibly more than 1,000 years. And we definitely live under a slavery system, not any democracy, as many of you may believe. And money is the main means of control of people on this place. And the giants of all shapes and sizes lived throughout our history, along with the humans and other beings. Okay, so we will see some evidences towards that one. Okay, so we will see giants found across the world, and not only just humans, but also reptiles, tortoises, birds, and various other living beings. And the mainstream explanation for all of these fossils and petrified content is the same. Okay, so they just talk about volcanic rock formation. It is because of the water erosion and the millions of years of weather and so on and so forth. It doesn't vary much. And or they also may say that some giant plant lived and got fossilized. So that is all they will say. And all of this can be safely ignored because we do not currently have any technology to properly date any fossil. Okay, the carbon dating and all other dating technology that we are supposed to be having, it is like dating how big was the candle by looking at a half-burnt candle. You can never tell how big the candle was to begin with because you don't know. Okay, so I was talking about this particular scam, the dating scam, in a fairly good amount of detail in one of my past presentations. So the scams you believe in. So you can go take a look at that if you are interested. Then another thing you should know is that the flesh can petrify very quickly. Okay, so in matter of days, not in millions of years or even thousands of years. Okay, so this can happen very fast. So to illustrate the point, here is a shoe which was actually supposed to be manufactured in around the 1950s. Okay, and it was found in 1980 in the West Texas town of Iran. And this entire leg content has turned into limestone, completely petrified, and so was the content inside the boots. So they have done all kind of CT scans and other things, and then they were able to conclude that it is actually a proper leg of somebody who was wearing this boot. He did not take off the boot. And interestingly, the company which manufactured this boot, it was started in 1930, and they have identified that yes, this boot was manufactured by them actually. Okay, so from 1950, so okay, let's look at this one, right? Okay, you can read this, but I want to draw your attention to this sentence. Mr. Leddy believes the boot was made in the early 1950s. Okay, so the bones of the partial leg and foot within the bone were revealed by an elaborate set of CT scans. This properly checked out And the company itself was manufacturing boots from 1936. Okay, so this is a very clear case where the petrification of flesh has happened within 40 years or so. Okay, and here is a finger. This is an actual finger which has been petrified, and here is a human finger. You can see that they are very close. It's almost very similar. You can go check out this link for the further details. And here is another page from another researcher. He is researching how fish fossilize over time. He says, Martel found that some features of the gills disappeared within several hours of a fish's death. It led him to an unbelievable conclusion. The fossilization process was probably taking just a few hours, he says, but no more than a few days. So that is the speed at which fossilization actually happens. So when things fossilize, they also crystallize, right? The quartz crystal forms and various other crystals form. And below this, this is your general piece of meat, right? And above is a rock face, and they are so uncannily similar, right? You can see the same kind of pattern and same kind of lines and content and everything. And this is supposed to be quartz, pink quartz content. This is actually flesh. It has petrified in a clean environment, and it has completely turned into crystalline form. Okay, so it's very difficult to deny. Here is some more examples. So this is a rock face. Again, another good example of flesh petrifying. And here is flesh actually petrified. Okay, so this they have given many samples over here. They have kept many samples here for people to see. And here is pork ribs. It looks like that, and this is from a pink salt mine. So a lot of people like pink salt, and so do I. We take Himalayan pink salt, and definitely it is coming from some kind of flesh petrification. Okay, and here is another excellent example. So what you see in the background, this is fresh meat. Okay, and here is a stone which is cut out. You can see the layers and the colors are very similar, right? It's amazing. And some of the stones actually bleed even today. Okay, so these kind of stones, they are called bleeding stones. They have undergone a lot of tests in terms of DNA testing and iron testing for blood and so on. And they exhibit similarities and almost the same proportions and content as our own blood. So the iron content is the heme iron structure, same as ours. But these are stones, supposedly stones. And here is again the pink salt query. So he is splitting up this one. This definitely looks like a heart system over here. You can see this is probably the chamber, heart chamber, 2 chambers of the heart, and this is the rest of the things all broken up. Another chamber, I think there are 4 chambers. It's I mean, really cool stuff to look at. And in I think this is in China. I'm not sure which one. I think probably China or Japan. So they are selling these stones as souvenirs. So you can see that these are all petrified flesh. And here is a very nice looking stone. Okay, so but I am not sure whether the owners of this nice setting knows that they are actually sitting on petrified flesh. I don't know what they will think about that. So I think they must be thinking this is all rose quartz. Yes, this is rose quartz, by the way. All right, so I hope this gives you a good overview of how fast flesh can petrify into crystal and looks exactly like petrified flesh. Okay, so I want to give you some of the examples to show that these are not petrified giants, at least not, easy to prove. You can see this people standing is a huge face kind of a structure, but this is only just a shadow. Here is also just a shadow. There is nothing much which tells you that this is actually a petrified face. There is not enough form for us to tell. And this is obviously a man-made structure, right? This is hand carved. It has nothing to do with any petrified giant. And it is too small as well. You can see that surrounding the grass is only this much. Okay, this is a small piece. And again, this is maybe, I'm not sure whether this is petrified tortoise or not, but very unlikely, because these are all different pieces, and it is again too small. Even this could have come out of today's tortoises, may not be giant. And this is wood. The whole thing is wood, and they did not even petrify properly. They just carved this whole thing out, and they are posting the pictures. This is just a random collection of stones. Of course, this stone looks, all the stones here look like petrified flesh. That is another matter. But the claim that this looks like a tortoise, that is not true really, because these are too random and too small. And this is just a random stones. And here is another big piece of rock. This may be petrified part of another body. I'm not really sure, but you can clearly see that this is hand cut. And these are hand carved. Somebody took it out. So this is definitely not a petrified giant example. And this is a straightforward case of pareidolia, because this is simply a mountain part, and he has imagined it to be like a bear sleeping. So once you see this and then go back and look at it, it definitely you may feel that it looks like a bear sleeping, but it is just an illusion, right? There is not enough evidence to say that this is any kind of a bear or something. And all these images which show giant skulls, right? These are all photoshopped images. Okay, so this man standing or woman standing here, this image was pasted over a pre-existing image. And so is this lady's image. You can see the lighting is very bright over this body than the surrounding lighting. Her body should not be lit so brightly actually. And this again another old photoshopped image. Okay, none of this is true. And this is a very obvious case of sculpture or carving in stone, probably in some theme park, I think. This is not petrified or anything, just for show. And this again a bad case of Photoshop. You can see clearly here the nose and this thing, these are all Photoshop stuff. Again, this is small, and these eyes are gouged out, right? Somebody actually sculpted this two eyes and probably this nose and everything, or what is it? They again photoshopped image. Okay, so this has nothing to do with petrified giants. This is entirely man-made structure, again a small one, and it is a statue in Sardinia. And Sardinia, by the way, has some amazing giant petrified giants there. We will see that. But this one is not. This is a man-made sculpture. Okay, so with that, those things were not really petrified giants or anything. But let us see some real deal. So this is in China, right? So this is a clear case evidence of a petrified tortoise. The face and body, everything is intact, and you can also see that the greenery is there on this body. Okay, you can see that. So in this one, there is not much of greenery, which is below that. So usually it is, yeah, what do you say? It's a good sign that wherever there is blood, petrified blood, or what do you say, biological content, lichen and moss will grow very easily. So that is one sign you should really look out for. If there is a presence of water and what do you say, enough moisture and sunrise, sunlight, then you should expect a lichen and moss to grow over a proper petrified body. And here is a brilliant one. This is near Rogue River, Oregon. It's amazingly good petrified giant tortoise. It's rather huge. Imagine if this thing walked on the riverside today. That would be quite a sight to behold. So this seems to be the head, and this is the body. And you can see the lichen was growing on top, but it is all dried out now. And you can clearly see in this part there is a connection between the upper part of the body and the bottom portion, right? And this must have been the head and other connecting tissue. And also you can see that it is all in a soup, right? It is not very clear. So typically that is how it should be. If it is too clear, then it is difficult, right? It may not be a genuine case. This from another angle, the same one. And this is also another tortoise-like creature. I'm not really sure, but this definitely looks genuine. But the rest of the body is gone. Okay, so you can see this one. I think this has become too big. Okay, so this again, very likely this is tortoise. Okay, so I'm not sure. It looks like tortoise, but this may be a small hatchling also of a giant bird. Quite possible. This may be the head and this may be the body of the hatchling, because you can see the feather-like structures over here. Okay, so it's I think it's very likely to be a hatchling. And this is in the natural monument in Taralj National Park, Mongolia. Okay, so this is called a stone turtle, and nobody has touched it. This is supposed to be preserved in its original form as it is. Okay, so this is very likely to be a very genuine giant, petrified fossil, because you can see that there are brown markings over here. So very likely its head got damaged even when it was alive or just after it died. So its arterial blood must have come out. So you can always find these markings. Wherever there is arterial blood that has come out, that freezes up in this brown color. Okay, so the vein blood that comes out, that usually freezes up in a black color. Again, this a huge size. It's a big one. And these are Kameshi turtle rock from Japan. I think people have carved some of this, but they claim that this is preserved in its original form. And there are many such fossilized content over there. So you can actually explore this Kameshi turtle rock, Japan. Okay, so you can go search it out, and there are many other fossil forms. But it is very difficult to ascertain which is real and which is not. But I think there is a lot of truth in what they are saying. Again, another turtle, you can see the lichen growing. Okay, so that is a good sign. But somebody must have carved also, because the head and all looks carved. You can see a gash over here. That is also is another sign that it may be real. There is a brown color content over here. And another turtle. The people call this as Turtle Mound in that location, and they have stories around that Turtle Mound. This is also turtle, but it is too damaged, too much of damage. So in this area in Malaysia, you can find a lot of petrified content like this. There are a lot of petrified mud fossils creatures. Okay, so that's about tortoises. There are many other tortoise images are there, but I have not given it here, but because either they are too complicated to comprehend, or I could not find enough multiple references for that. So I have given that at the end of this slide. You can download the slide set and then take a look at them. Now let us look at some of the hands, heads, feet and other stuff. Okay. Here is a brilliant example of a hand. This is clearly a petrified hand. You can see the same kind of structure on this hand as it exists on our hand. And it's not huge, but you can see that this is almost as tall as this man. Okay, about must be more than 5 feet, right? And you can imagine the size of this guy. He must be quite tall, maybe 30, 40 feet, 50 feet tall. Yeah, a giant fellow. So this is there in Port Island Bluff, Hong Kong. You can visit this site even today. And there is this forest area, Fontainebleau Forest in France. This place is full of this kind of rock formations. They are preserved in its original state. Okay, so this, this is a brilliant site for hunting petrified giant remains. So this one definitely looks like fossil. This is the eye hole and this is the breathing hole, I think. This is the mouth. There's some teeth is also there. It's left. And this is another one. It's very likely to be a snake kind of thing. And you can see this hole here also, the other eye. And you can see the scale formation. Really very, very well preserved reptilian scale formation. Okay, so nobody has carved this because this is protected site. Okay, so anyone can come there and see. And also it looks too genuine. It's incredibly genuine. The size variation and other things are fitting in so naturally. It's extremely difficult to dismiss this as a man-made hoax. Okay, I think this is very real and genuine. And so is this one. It is also in the same forest area. This upper lip is there, but the down thing are gone. Okay, you can see the variation in color between different parts of the flesh. So this must have some blood must have come out of its eyes and then dried up, maybe. I'm not really sure. And this is, quite a bit old. It's fully petrified remain. This is also some kind of a reptilian. You can see it over here. Reptilian scale, and even these poke marks, they look like a reptilian. Another strange creature, I don't know what this thing is, but definitely it looks like a genuine case. Again, another reptilian face. The garden lizard, I'm not sure what it is. And there are, I don't know what this one is. It definitely looks reptilian, but it looks more advanced than a snake. You can see it like a dog's face, some in between a snake and a dog. But scales are reptilian scales, definitely. Again, a huge fellow. This I'm not sure what being it is. You can see that the teeth structure is all there still intact, some nose and this one, but I'm not sure whether which animal this comes from. This looks like a platypus. I'm not really sure whether it is a platypus or not, but definitely looks like a platypus to me. You can see the breathing hole and eyes and the body. Everything looks like that, or seal, or something in between. And this is some head. That much I can only that much I can tell. It is too, what do you say, damaged to draw a conclusion what this thing is. But again, you can see the reptilian scale, right? This is the mouth. Maybe a snake. Yeah, possibly a snake. This is in another place. I could not find the location name, but there are so many photos of this particular site. This looks like a brain. Okay, so there is a clear cleavage in between, and these brown marks are underneath. That is not soil, by the way. So it is part of this. And this is too weathered. It is too weathered out. You can imagine the size of this being, whatever it is. This is in Australia, somewhere, some beach in Australia. That looks like a snake. Okay, so you can see rest of the stones are like this. But this one looks like a clear reptilian snake skin. So it's quite impressive. It must be quite a sight to behold in person, I think. But unfortunately, I could not find any other photos from other angles. This is the only photo the person has uploaded. So I really hope people actually take this kind of interest and upload a lot more photos. Now you have to hunt for these things. That is the most difficult part. And then here another rock formation I have given, again I am not sure which is the location, but I have given this link. You can go find out if there is one. This looks definitely like a very genuine fossil, huge one. And this one looks like a crocodile to me. I'm not sure if there is any other being like this, but definitely looks like a crocodile. And this one is quite an impressive one. Again, Google did not return me any image for this one. I think this image is no longer there. They completely removed this. This is likely to be in Awafang National Park, Thailand. Okay, so this is also an amazing thing. And you can still see the rotten teeth underneath. Only 2 teeth are left actually. And you can see the fresh arterial blood coming out on this side. And this is the outer skin which has rotten much worse. And some of the inner skin had the brown, bleeding on it still. This nose, probably this entire nose structure, I think this entirely covered up right now. But this looks very genuine. And there are many caves like this over there in the same national park. As I was saying in my previous session, wherever you see national park or UNESCO heritage site, you can rest assured there is a lot of things they are hiding over there. Okay, so, and this Awafang National Park is no exception for that. See the eyes and this teeth is amazing. It's quite huge head. And this definitely looks like your feet. Again, I don't know the location of this one. I think maybe 2 fingers got merged up here or 1 finger is gone. I'm not really sure. But this definitely looks like a feet. Here is similar feet, but in a very completely different location. It's very likely to be somewhere from Arabia, desert area. Clearly, it's a feet. Okay, you can see this toe sticking up like this. And maybe this fellow was wearing something or part of, I'm not sure what this shoe is, part of the shoe, I'm not sure. Everything got petrified and it is standing up like this. Again, another fingers are, you can see the fingernail petrified. It's also not very clear. Yeah, you can claim that these are like, it's not really feet, but you have to take into consideration the other evidences. It's possible, it's quite possible that this is feet, or even a hand completely petrified along with other content in the environment. But nevertheless, it's very difficult to dismiss this as nothing. Another important part is here is the hole over here, right? So these holes are the arterial holes. Okay, so this is the blood supply. So you will see these kind of holes in everywhere. I mean, wherever there are genuine giant petrified flesh, you will see arterial holes. So that's why I kept it here. This looks very genuine to me. Or this may be a feet also. I'm not really sure, but the fingers look like hand fingers. And this is a classic, I mean, absolute classic. This I showed this in one of the previous presentation as well. So these people have a house over there. So they are going there. This is the typical daily path. They go there. And this whole thing is a foot. You can see that this is the toe. You can see the toe nail over here, big toe. The first finger, second finger, you can see the nail here. First fingernail, second fingernail, third and fourth fingers are all too disfigured. It's very difficult to figure out. But these three are clearly fingers. Okay, so this, I think Roger presented this in Mud Fossil University channel. Yes, amazing stuff. You should go look at it. And here are again, this is mud fossil hand, huge, massive size. Another one, big one. These are very difficult to dismiss as what do you say, pareidolia or some random rock formation, right? Or wood or anything. They are very clear, very, very clear. Again, completely petrified foot. But just the foot over here, you can see the disengagement marks over here. Not sure why this is, probably this has been hit by something, or something has eaten away this part. So I think the probably eaten away after some half petrification, and rest of the things are standing like this. See, this face looks very fresh actually. This may not be very old, maybe a few hundred years, possibly. Yeah, quite impressive. Yeah, this looks very alive to me. This again very genuine fossil, I think. You can see the eyes, two eyes and nose and mouth. Even some part of the teeth inside. And this is a huge giant head, very old and fully petrified and lot of damage. You can see that this is the nose. Okay, this is the mouth part. This whole thing is a mouth part. This is the cheek. It's all gone inside. And this is probably the eyesight area. Okay, this is eyesight, I think. This eye. So again, so quite an impressive sight. You can see that this face looks distinct from its surrounding rock. People should go and research these things. Unfortunately, these are truckers' photos. So when people go trekking and then they find these interesting things, they take photos and that's it. Nothing much else. Again, another trucker's photo. This, I think they also modified this a little bit. I think they photoshopped this a little bit, but you can clearly see that this is inside. You see this brown content. This is definitely brain matter, because this is exactly how brain will petrify. There is lot of blood in the middle, and towards the frontal lobe is the next part, and then towards the top not so much. So it looks perfect. It looks so perfect in terms of blood petrification. So I think this is a genuine thing, but I think people must have drawn these eyes to make further impression, I think. But this definitely looks genuine to me. This is a brilliant thing. This is an entire landscape. I don't know how big this thing is. Right? This is clearly looks like a reptilian skin to me. But this is just a land near some lake. Again, the guy did not put up the location of this. I'll try to find it maybe another time. But this is quite an impressive skin of some petrified reptile, I think. Again, reptilian skin. Yeah, so this is again fossilized, looks like a fossilized face. You can see this is one eye, this is a big eye, and this other eye is closed. Okay, so this is the nose and this is the mouth. Okay, so it looks like this. I mean, this one possible rendering. Okay, by this channel, seeing is believing. This channel puts out really good content. You should go watch it. Again, go back and look at it. This definitely looks like a genuine fossil of a big face. Two guys are standing up. Again, location unknown. And this again, I do not know the location, but this definitely looks like a genuine case. So this is the petrified face, this is the body, and these two are like legs. Okay, so he is sitting, and then froze up. This is his other hand. It has gone inside the ground. So quite impressive thing. I don't know where it is though. This again, the petrified face. You can see this. I mean, this is just an overlay to show that how the face may be in real. Again, another very impressive rock formation. So this is, I would say, 50-50 chance that this may not be a proper face, but nevertheless, it looks somewhat impressive. I mean, looks genuine to me, so I thought I'll include this. But I could not say with certainty that this is a proper petrified face. This may be just a pareidolia. And this is a brilliant face. This is a Sardinia, Italy. You can see the very nice face. This is a huge one. The size is huge. So difficult to carve these kind of things out. Okay, so they might have carved it a little bit. I'm not really sure, but because of the size and location, I think this is a genuine case of a face. So this is Girnar Hill, Gujarat. Okay, so this is a photograph without any change. This is just a plain photo, and you can see the eye. Okay, so this is the eye. This is eye in one eye. This is the nose, very clear, and this is the upper lip, and this is the mouth. I think he has kept his mouth closed. Okay, so this is amazing stuff. You can see this. Girnar is a very sacred site to Hindus in Gujarat, and Girnar Hill is also very important place in terms of giants. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this in my next presentation. I mean, that is mind-blowing stuff. We will see it hopefully by next weekend. And if you put it up vertically, it becomes much more clear. So this is just a color enhanced to show you. Okay, so that everything is preserved. It's very well preserved, right? Everything, nose, mouth, eyes, everything. See, I hope you are able to see now better. Peak. He must be huge, really huge. These are trees. You can see how big it is. So you can see the constructed buildings over here. That must be a temple, I'm sure. Girnar temple is very famous, And there are a lot of miracles that happen in Girnar temples. The whole place is mystic. It's a very mystical place. Okay, so this Busegi, there is a place called Busegi, and this is, I think, is a very genuine fossil, a petrified giant face. And this also looks so real, right? There's the humanoid head. It has reptilian skin, but the face is human face. I think they mangled this up. Okay, so I don't think this is original was like this. I think they are completely mangled this, but this is clearly a hybrid, right? I get goosebumps sometimes looking at this stuff. This is very genuine, very genuine looking, and this is reptilian also. So I remember David Icke's theory that reptilians rule the world, right? This, I mean, it may be quite possible. Oh, this again another brilliant site. This also people can visit. It's in, I think, in South Korea only. This you can see the huge skull. Eye socket, the other eye is over here, and it's fairly well preserved. The bones are completely petrified. Again, huge, really big. Okay, so you can see the water flowing over here. By the size of it, I think the face must be maybe over 80 to 100 feet high, I think. Or maybe less, maybe 50 to 80 feet, I think, tall. It's quite impressive to look at. And you can see the same, the brown marks over there, right? And you can see the brown marks over here. So brown marks over here. So those I think is a very good sign that there was flesh inside at some point in time. This may be also other body parts, I'm not really sure, but this one definitely looks like a skull. Oh, this is again another classic, absolutely genuine face. You can see that probably he has suffered a crack in the head and probably damage to his eyes, and the blood has come out, arterial blood has come out, and even vein blood has come out, and it has formed a pattern like this. Okay, and this may be either his own body part or somebody else nearby. I'm not really sure, but this is a very genuine piece of giant fossil. So they say that this is another head. Okay, so there is one more head over here. This may be a child's head or something. That I'm not really sure, but this head is absolutely genuine as far as I can think of. You can see that this is fully fossilized stuff. Okay, so we saw some bits and pieces of giant beings. So let's look at more well-formed beings, right? So here is a very fish-like island. You can see the size of this island. It's a fairly large island. You can see the boats standing over here, right? This island is Isola Longa, right? This is Italy. This again from another angle. It clearly looks like a dolphin. A fish for sure, and more like it definitely looks like a dolphin to me. Here is another view from higher up. Pretty impressive. They have built some kind of a tower over here. Yeah, so this is a turtle rock. Somewhere in Brazil, Itatia National Park. As I said, whenever you hear national park, you rest assured they are hiding a lot of stuff inside. That is why they declare that as a national park. This is a very impressive, petrified giant insect. I'm not really sure what kind of insect it is. This may be a prawn, a small prawn, or even some insects, small, young insect, or it very much it very much resembles a tardigrade. So this is called a tardigrade. The original size is just 0.3 mm. It's a very small thing, insect, and it lives in water and moisture areas. This looks like that. That was the first impression I got. As soon as I saw this, that is what came to my mind. So I have put it, but I really do not know what this thing is. It looks like a young thing though. This may be a young honeybee also, but it looks more like a tardigrade. Imagine if tardigrade is this big, which is supposed to be 0.3 mm, what kind of environment it must have lived, right? So amazing stuff. You can go check out similar images of this one. Okay, so this is from Nevada, United States. You can see that this is a jumble of rocks, right? In fact, this is a lot of things are inside. You can see there is some pattern over here, so there is some kind of a being. But I want to draw your attention to this part. Okay, so this definitely looks like a iguana. Okay, you can see the hand, the front hand. This is the body of it. This is the stomach, body, and this is the face. This eye. This is mouth. This is the mouth, and it has some thing growing like this in front. Okay, so if I look closer, you can see that this is the tail part of it. This is the body, and this is the leg, and this is the face. It is extremely well preserved. It's amazing stuff. Okay, so I don't know why people don't research these things. This is quite impressive. The scaling, everything looks genuine. There's nothing, no Photoshop as far as I can tell. Okay, so here are some giant mushrooms. They are all over the world actually. Huge. This is one. Then again, this is two mushrooms, huge ones. They have been tested out. This content has been tested out. These are fossilized mushrooms, that is for sure. And here is again Kansas. This entire area has, I think, maybe 12 acres or something. There are so many mushrooms over there. The owners have donated this land for research purposes. You can see big ones, right? Again, another, I don't know the location, very likely to be in Kansas or United States. Again, big mushroom. I think the same mushroom we saw earlier. And this area has a lot more mushrooms, and these stems are all over the place. Again, big ones, mushrooms. You can see many more here and here. These are all mushroom stems. Huge one. It's fully limestone now, but definitely looks like a mushroom. I'm not really sure whether this is a fully natural formation or somebody has cut out these parts. They look like somebody has played around with this. But this is in an open desert area where nothing, there are absolutely nothing in this landscape except these structures. So it is very, people say that this is a mushroom, but maybe not. I'm not really sure. This is an amazing stuff. Again, Badlands, right? This, I don't know what to make of these things. Okay, so this is some kind of a sea creatures, I think. And then they fossilized beautifully. Are these octopus? Not really. They look like octopus body, and this looks like octopus's eye. Right, and there are so many of them. And again, this is somebody who trekked along this trail, and then he posted all these pictures in Pinterest. Okay, so that is it for the giant bodies. So let's look at some genuine petrified birds. Okay, so again, this is Eagle Rock Trail, okay, United States. This is really genuine bird. Okay, so you can see the color variations and the structure variation. See the holes over here, the holes over here, the holes over here. These are all the arterial holes, as I was saying earlier, right? And you can see the color variation. These are brown. These are brown, right? The blood has come out on these parts, and so is here. And fully petrified, a very well preserved bird. This bird was alive at some point in time. I have no doubt. This is another Eagle Rock, Iran, Ardabil province in Iran, and this also very impressive. You can have, I mean, there are many photos are there in multiple angles. This is also a very well petrified bird, eagle. So another view is huge. You can see this guy standing on top. You can check out this video. He has completely covered this particular site, this Eagle Rock, in nighttime and daytime in various angles. So take a look at it. And this is also in Iran, Farashah village. Yeah, it's called Eagle Mount itself. It is definitely shaped like an eagle. Okay, so this is how it looks in the daytime. You can see the breast petrified, and even the structure of the wings on both sides with other material covered. And you can see the leg part of it over here, two legs. Okay, these are two legs, and this is the wing part. You can see the structure of the wing like this. This, I think, is a very genuine petrified giant bird. From a distance it looks like this. You can clearly see the breast and then the wing structure and head structure and the leg, and this is possibly its talons. Right, these talons are there. Amazing stuff. Imagine this bird flying. Oh, that would be cool, right? You can easily take off this building in its talons. And this is another example of a bird, a petrified bird. You see the insides are gone. I think somebody must have eaten it, but the head and other things, probably they have sunk into mud and then later on rebuilt up. So you can see the size of this thing. I forgot to resize this. Let me resize so that we can see this. Yeah, you can see the size of this thing. It's pretty big. You can see this man trekking up, right? So it's very likely this is some part of the body, maybe tail broken off. And this again another part, it is there. And this is this definitely looks like the elephant. And these brown marks over here, they indicate that it is very likely to be a genuine fossil. You can see over here the holes. Lion Rock, New Zealand. You can see these two rocks. I think this is the front legs, and then this is all gone. The head has been cut off probably, and hind legs also are gone, I think. But it definitely looks like a petrified lion. And this one is quite amazing. You can see that this one looks like a petrified snake. They say that it is a dragon, petrified dragon, but I don't know what dragon is. But this has some extra fittings on the top. It's very impressive. I mean, quite impressive to look at. This is clearly a tortoise. It's well preserved. I think this whole people must have made. Yeah, they make these kind of things, right? They make sure that you get the idea. But I think this is a genuine tortoise shell, big one. And this is again cafe at Argentina. This is on the path of a rally, motorcycle rally path. And the locals have a lot of stories about this beaver. They say that there was a giant beaver which came and blocked the water supply by sitting in the river. And then they have some story going how they recovered and pacified this beaver and all that. This again quite impressive fossil kind of stuff. Yeah, so this is again, I think it is in Sardinia only. Let me resize this. This is clearly a head. This is eye. This is the mouth. This is the neck. This is the chest part, and this is a hand. He is sleeping, or he is lying down on his right hand side. Huge, real giant. There is another one in Peru. So this is very popular, right? This is a sleeping giant hill. This is the head of it. Okay, so this is the hand. This is the leg, shin, feet. Okay, so I think this image will give you a better picture. So clearly you can see the head of it. This is the hand. They say that he is holding up something over here. I'm not sure what he's holding up. But the body, leg and the face, it definitely looks like a person sleeping. Again, a huge, giant, really big guy. This is called the leaning giant because you can see the face over here, right? This is the mouth. These are the eyes, the small head. Okay, so this is the body, and is the shoulder of this guy, and he has put his hand down like this, I think. But that is not very clear how big this guy was actually, and which are his body parts, and how he is sitting. But the local legend says that there are, I mean, again, people have a lot of stories around. You can see the different colorations. But again, I am only 60% sure that this is a genuine fossil. 40% I'm not really sure. Again, we have huge head. Let me resize this. Yeah, this is Shawnee National Forest. Again, National Forest. Okay, so you can see this kind of stuff. I think this is a genuine face rock formation. And lizard rock. This is again a genuine sample. You can see the arterial blood and skin, reptilian skin you can see. And this is too deformed for people to just mess around with. So this is really quite impressive stuff. This maybe it's a further body down below in the backside. But this is the only photo I could find. And this is man-made, I think. The rock was there, and then very likely they have carved these things out. If they have not, then this is a really good iguana sample. I mean, likely to be like an iguana. So this is again from Peru. So there are a lot of photographs of this particular site which is doing the rounds in the internet. They say that this is from all over the place, United States and other places, but I found that this is the original is from this place, Masbate in Philippines. You can clearly see that there are two faces. I'm not sure whether both are male. This one definitely looks like a male. This may be a female or a male, I'm not really sure. And there is clear shoulder, neck, shoulder, face, eyes, both eyes and nose, mouth, everything is there in this. Pretty cool stuff. Oh, this is again amazing site. So this is again from Peru, La Bella Dormiente. So this is called a Sleeping Beauty Mountain. So this is the face of the sleeping woman. This is her chest part, and this is the hand coming like this, and this is her stomach and the leg. It goes on like that. The whole thing is almost perfectly petrified. Okay, very impressive. I think this is a real thing, absolutely real. Again, this is again a very impressive sight. So this is very likely to be another reptile. I don't even know what kind of being this is. A dog-like thing? I'm not sure. So this is the face, mouth, eyes. The rest of the things are too broken down. You can see again the brown color parts over here inside, deep brown. So those are all blood parts. And this is vein blood, black color. It's all gone. It's too, I mean, pretty big one. You can see this is a human being standing over here. So another one. Yeah, this one and this one are in two completely different parts of the world. Again, I don't know the location of this one, but definitely looks very genuine. You can see the head part is the mouth and eyes, and the rest of the things are too damaged out. So this is definitely probably the front paw or something. This may be a crocodile kind of, not sure. This is also called a sleeping man mountain. So this is the shoulder part, and this is the hand coming towards the front side. This is the neck. You can see the mouth, nose, and eyes. Okay, so this is the head part of it. This is the nose, and this is the mouth and neck. So you can see close up. This is a close up of it. Very, I mean, quite very impressively resembling the face, and even neck lines, right? You can see the neck lines. Clear petrification. This again, I'm not really sure where it is. Very likely to be in Japan. Huge size, massive. You can see this. There is one guy standing here. Another trucker. See, this is the head part of it, and shoulder, hands. This is the body of it, I think. It's a very impressive sight. Oh, pretty big guy. So again, this is supposed to be petrified face, but I'm not really sure of the genuinity of this. This Fagaras mountain. And the same Fagaras mountain, there is another standing giant. Okay, this I think is a genuine giant, petrified giant body. You can see the hand, and you can see the moss and lichen plant matter growing. So that is a clear sign that it's quite possible that this is a genuine case. So you can see the mouth and the nose, and you can see the eyes on the both sides and the head. Again, quite impressive stuff. In Saudi Arabia, there are two heads. One head is this, another head is this. This may be genuine or may not be. Again, I'm not really sure, but it looks genuine. I mean, it's difficult to refute. It's not. This again another national park in Thailand. Oh, this is amazing stuff. You can see the eyes over here, both side, and this is upper lip and teeth formation. The lower jaw is gone, and it would be interesting to dig it out, but nobody is going to do that anyway, because this is a tourist destination. This whole place has lot of amazing stuff. And this is one face, and this is from another angle. You can see the coloration, right? In the previous photo, it's difficult to see the discoloration, brown color, right? Here you can see this is brown, and this is the eye part of it. I think they must have drawn this also, but I think this is a very genuine fossil site. This is probably another part of some body. You can see the brown color coloration over here. And again, this is a cave, inside a cave. They again say that this is all because of water erosion. complete nonsense. This is inside a giant's intestine or colon. It definitely looks like they are inside the colon. See, these are definitely very impressive stuff. Is it throat or intestine, colon, stomach wall? I'm not really sure. This is amazing stuff. You can see the size of this thing. Yeah, this is the colon, intestine. You can imagine the size of this being. Again, this they say that this is a deep cut cave. This definitely looks like a throat, right? Some people have done detailed analysis of this. Why this is actually the throat, the shape and the formation, and the deeper inside also they have done a lot of work. So again, huge giant, massive size giant's throat. Oh, this is a really amazing sight. Okay, so this is another sleeping beauty. So this is the shoulder, this is the hand, this is the head part of it. You can see the lips over here. You can see the hip over there. Okay, so this is again sleeping beauty. You can see the lip much more clearly over here, and the eyes and everything is covered up actually. Olafson, there is a person called Olafson. He actually found these things, found this sleeping beauty in Thailand, but he recently passed away. So seeing it, believing it, I took this from this channel. There is an entire video on this. You can go and see. So here you can clearly see, right? You can nose also, you can see mouth, nose, and shoulder, hands, and the hip. So amazing discovery. Yeah, from another angle. So you can eyes also you can see in this one much better. The stomach and then the hip. The hand has come back like this, I think. It has come like this and then it has come back like this. From another angle when you are going away, right? So this is her body over here and this is the head. So that's about, I mean, this excellent site. It's very difficult to deny again. These sites should be researched properly, right? Somebody should get a grant and then go do thorough research on this. All over the world, people have done a lot of DNA testing. They have come out positive. This is probably this is the most amazing thing I have come across. So there is a giant supposedly statue in Monte Rosso Colossal, right in Italy, and Fecina Beach. So they say that in 1910 this whole thing was sculpted with cement and iron and blah blah, and it was built by some Giovanni and Giulietta Pastine. And they said that the villa in which it was built, it was bombed during the Second World War. You can see that the villa, the supposed villa, is completely decimated. I mean, nothing much is left of the villa. But this whole thing is absolutely intact. So Roger from the Mud Fossil University channel, he has done one entire episode on this statue alone. Okay, this is an amazing statue. The main thing is that he says this is an actual person. Either the whole person is like this or there is a person inside this. Because wherever blood is supposed to come out, the blood has come out and then it has frozen up in places. Okay, so this is what he has written. Roger Spar of Mud Fossil University weighs in on Olafson's discovery. The blood is literally flowing down the giant. So again, I don't know really how long they are going to allow this to remain. You can see that this again, this blood, this is the place where you can see the brown substance coming out. This is a very clear arterial blood supply. You can see even in the faces, you have brown blood coming out. And I hope I get a better, clearer picture. You can see everywhere, even in the hands, this leg part also. And you can see here, so wherever there is muscle, muscle is torn. You can see the bleeding coming out. Here also bleeding, you can see that has come out. And this is so genuinely looks biological. I mean, just like our knee. Very impressive stuff. Again, people should actually go and research these things out. They have patched up this part for sure. They just put up cement and they closed it up. But the rest of the things, I think they did not bother. I think they thought nobody would come and do any research, but people do have some keen eyes to go look for these things. Again, you can see the brown coloration. If this is not really biological, right? If there is nothing inside biological, there is no reason why such bleeding has to happen. Okay, so it is very genuinely this discoloration is like blood brown, exactly like how it will petrify. This is exactly the color. He says the muscles are seen in a different color, which means different chemistry. You can go back and watch this video from Fossil University. This is bone. Okay, so this again broken feet. This other feet on this side is broken. So this is that feet. You can see the different color stuff that has come out. That is blood. Okay, so in summary, there are a lot of petrified giants. There are actually everywhere in the world, and they come in various shapes and sizes. They are found all over the world, and official narratives really do not have much explanation other than all this nonsense stuff. And there are a lot of man-made imitations. They actually put up these imitations wherever there are some genuine fossils. So it makes life difficult for people to go and actually do genuine research. But now I think the cat is out of the box. It's very difficult to deny this anymore. A lot of people are now researching this. And people have done DNA analysis, blood analysis, bones, veins, a lot of things. They are all matching up. They are finding it, yes, it is biological. Yeah, they have done a lot of DNA tests to validate these fossils. Okay, this is again a big area of research. I would encourage you to go ahead and explore this further. So these are my previous, some of my previous presentations. You can go back and see this, the history deception close to our real past, and again, art, vehicles and lives, and also the other one, scams you believe in. This world is not what you think it is. So these three parts, if you see, that will give you a much better background to this presentation today. Okay, so hope this is interesting. That's it for today.